So we saw because of Caleb Martin's illness that Spoelstra made the move to start Kevin Love. And throughout the game, it was obvious that it was a massive difference maker. So, in your guys' opinion, if you're Eric Spoelstra, are you starting Kevin Love even if Caleb Martin is healthy throughout the rest of the series?
I'll say Caleb definitely keeps starting the rest of the way. Especially because I think the Nuggets aren't going to switch their lineup either. They know their lineup, what it does and what they're good at, and they're not going to switch it. And it was basically just Miami catching up to it. Matching it pound for pound so it can work a little better. That was Miami's. But then I don't think either team switch it at this point now.
Yeah, bro. Kevin Love is that man. I said he's got the type of experience. He needs to be in that starting five.
I agree. Reimer, are you on that board too?
I'm riding with Kevin Love for the rest of the series mostly. Just he brings the leadership that they need, veteran experience. He's won a championship, been to multiple finals, and in game one, with Caleb Martin playing the minutes that he did, starting and everything, the Nuggets seemed bigger than the Heat in game one. And moving Kevin Love into the starting lineup, he brought a lot more physicality, a lot more intensity on the defensive end, and the Heat seemed to match the size that they were missing in game one. So I think it'd be a good idea for them to keep starting Kevin Love.
I am on the Kevin Love train, and if it's for no other reason, it is solely because that man gives the most perfect outlet pass every single time. So after game two, do you think that pressure has shifted onto Denver because now you almost have to take one in Miami?
I think it has. It's the pressure is all on Denver because the Heat they got the role players going in game two. I've said it already. That's one of the main reasons why they won. But in game one, Duncan Robinson and Max Strus combined for 1 for 14 from three. And in game two, they combined for 6 for 13. So they're going back home. They found a rhythm. You got to think that the Heat, they're going to start knocking down a lot more shots and making it difficult on the Nuggets. So it's going to be very difficult for the Nuggets to get one in Miami with all the momentum now on the Heat side.
Yes and no. And I say that because both these teams, they got to this point with pressure making diamonds. I mean, pressure either burst pipes or it makes diamonds. And these are two good teams at making diamonds. Mm-hmm. In a lot of situations, these teams have risen to the occasion. It's respectively how they gotten to the positions they're in. So, yes, there is home court from Miami, but I also think Denver, the way they've been tested, they can handle it. And I don't think it will be a game where it's like that crowd or like that situation might affect it. It's either you're going to ball or you're not at that point. I think both teams will rise to the occasion.
Damn, you low-key just dropped some bars. I ain't even gonna lie.
I thought it was.
That was fire.
Hayden.
I say this as if I was like a cocky Denver fan. I don't think the pressure's on just yet. I think if they lose, then there's like a lot more pressure. Now, obviously, because they'll be down 2-1, but like a lot more than just if they won and lost. I don't know. I think if you at least get one, it's 2-2, and you go back to Denver at a home court advantage.
So you guys don't think like Michael Porter Jr., Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, them struggling from the field at home doesn't make Denver fans a little worried going on the road?
Honestly, I think it might. MPJ, he's been such a highly touted guy like his whole life. Like coming out of high school. And like everybody thinks like, he's got to rise to it at some point. And like he somehow keeps going back down. But then he like somehow keeps going back up. So, I mean, I really don't know with him. I honestly don't know.
MPJ is the master of showing you glimpses of what we all wanted MPJ to be his entire career. He hits a random move like with the 2-minute mark in the second quarter, and you're like, why can't you? Like that's what we thought you were going to be. Like he'll hit some crazy driving step back fatal, and you're like, that's MPJ. Like that's where he's supposed to be, and then he'll like completely miss 2 assignments on defense and then brick the next 3, and you're like,
there
like he's coming one day. You're like maybe he puts it together, and it looked like it. That's what's crazy is I feel like that Eastern Conference Finals was one of the first times we've legitimately seen throughout an entire series, and you were like, this is a very good Michael Porter Jr. This is someone that, if he sticks around, is such an insane 3 option. It's even could be a 2 option on some teams.
I was going to say he was showing stardom.
Okay, now who do you think now wins the NBA Finals and in how many games? Hayden, we'll start with you.
I got Nuggets in 7. I think the Heat showed that it will be a very good series yesterday. They have the capability of winning wherever. So I think Denver pulls it out, but I think they take it the distance.
Okay, I also do think still goes to 7 games, but I got to go with the boys, Miami. I still think they find a way to get 4, first to 4. It will be some of the greatest games also I would like to see. I'm excited for the game-by-game adjustments, too, from both coaches. But, yeah, it should be a dogfight.
So, I don't know if it's kind of recency bias. So, I mean, game 2 just happened last night and everything that I took away from it. I'm going Heat in 7. And it's because of how they were just a few shots away in game 1 from making it really interesting. And then they get those shots to fall in game 2. They're gaining momentum, going back home. I think they split in Miami. Denver takes game 5 at home. Miami wins the next 2. Game 6 and 7. Miami in 7.
All right.
So I am kind of in the same position as you, Reimer. So last week beforehand, I predicted Nuggets in 5. And I just thought they were by far the better team. I thought, the Heat would steal one. The Heat would steal one.
Mm-hmm.
But over the last 2 games, I have seen the Miami Heat have scratched and clawed for every single possession. And when the Heat are in attack mode, we have seen Denver panics.
Mm-hmm.
And for that reason, Miami's winning the championship at home, game 6.
Damn.
Writing on the wall is
Mm-hmm.
Denver's more talented, but this is just one of those stories where the Heat simply won it more.
You're getting all the role guys coming along now, and your star has yet to have a massive game like Jokic has been doing this series so far. Like Jimmy is long overdue for a 30-point masterclass performance.
Denver has everything to lose, and Miami has nothing to lose because it's
exactly.
It's like a blessing that Miami's even in this position. So it's like that's like double the pressure on Denver now. That can really get to you.
Yeah, no, that is completely true. I'm not gonna lie. I need a 40 piece from Jimmy. Like I truly need like a whole game just going to work 40 piece and like the mid range and everything. And it's just we haven't seen it yet. And I need it back at least once or twice again to truly get this series.